Alright, I'm back, and here I have something a bit different from the usual figures I've been doing. I thought, since according to longtime fans of Transformers, the movie, the live-action movie that came out recently, is like essentially going to be like ingrained in history. Like it's now a big part of Transformers history. And so, I was actually kind of traveling back in time a little bit. I was watching this incarnation of Transformers, and I kind of thought to myself, okay, that's interesting and all, but I kind of wanted to look more into where it all began. Well, I mean, I knew that Transformers started in the 80s, a lot of people know that, but I wanted to get an actual G1 figure to take a look at. And, I mean, yeah, I didn't really see, it was a little difficult kind of deciding at first because, compared to some of the stuff we're getting now, there's some interesting kind of differences in quirks, I guess. But when I saw Optimus here, I decided to look him up some, and this thing is like iconic to a lot of people, and like some older folks' favorite toy ever and stuff like that. And so then I thought, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a G1 Optimus. So here's a disclaimer. For one, the actual cab here is actually a reissue. Apologies, I did not go for one that was actually manufactured in the 80s because let's just say they are very expensive, and I don't just have that kind of money laying around. But from what I heard, the reissues, they're still, like the molds and stuff like that is still pretty much identical to what we had, to what you guys might have had in the 80s for the older guys watching. So, that said, the trailer, the trailer is also from a reissue. So basically, I had to buy this and the trailer separately in order to have a relatively complete set. So just wanted to throw that out there because I know some people are going to have a good eye and they're going to let me know in the comments, hey, you didn't buy those two together. So I decided, I'm just going to be upfront with you to begin with here because why would I lie about something like this? So, let's start with, let's actually have a look at the trailer here. There's these things on the bottom that you can swing out, which I already did so that I can keep this and Prime separate. And, let's crack this thing open. You can, there's like these big things on the top of the door here that you can just move down, and then from here, I'm going to try to get a better angle of this so you can see this hopefully a little bit better, something like that. You can then basically just crack this whole thing open, and yeah, there's a lot going on in there for sure. So, this thing can do a lot of things, surprisingly. There's this whole section that can come up. There's bits that can move around. You can position things. It's like a workstation of sorts, which is kind of neat. And from what I've seen in G1, well, not just that, but apparently his Prime's trailer, the actual main robot here and roller here is actually they're all three are living, but like they share like the same like conscience or some stuff like that. It's a little complicated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not, I didn't grow up in the 80s, so I can't tell you this stuff for sure. I apologize if I said something incorrectly there. So, there's this little thing right here. You can just kind of like put this different spots of the trailer, stuff like that. I don't really know exactly what this is. To me, it kind of looks like a gas pump of sorts, but it's probably something completely different. So, one thing, so I do not have the box, unfortunately. I do not have either of the boxes that these guys were in. I apologize. I have a kind of a small room, so I kind of have to preserve space as much as possible. But I did decide to keep this. If you're wondering what this little thing is, what you had to do back then was you had to put this on the back of the box in order to actually see the stats of the characters, and that's kind of cool. That's really cool. It's kind of a shame we're not actually getting that anymore on today's stuff. So it is what it is. So this being a reissue, he actually has two weapons that I can show here. This is the original. This is what they call the bloated blaster, I guess. I guess that's what they're calling it. This is basically what the gun looked like on some of the original releases, and then I've also learned that this gun right here is actually a more refined one that came out in later, rehashes and stuff, like when they fixed some of the problems he had. So, fortunately, I do have both guns here, so you can see, you can kind of get the best of both worlds, hopefully. So, with Roller, obviously he rolls, duh. Why would you call him Roller, not have him roll? He can tab into the, not really tab, he just kind of just slots in, like, he doesn't really sit securely or anything, but the idea is that there's a thing somewhere that you'd press and he'd come flying out from the trailer there. So that's how that is supposed to work. Unfortunately, that little mechanism doesn't seem to work well for me, because whoever owned this before me definitely played with it a lot, so it is what it is. So now let's get to the main guy right here. This guy, yeah, he's iconic, and obviously, he's going to feel a lot different from like today's stuff, like with the live action movie and like the Armada stuff I showed, stuff like that. But yeah, I think like upon actually playing with this guy for a while and like feeling him and whatnot, I'm kind of starting to get it. Like I'm kind of starting to understand why like so many people loved this thing back then. So I'm pretty glad I finally got one for myself. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna transform it now. I'm sorry, I keep kind of going on here. So, G1 Transformers transform extremely easily. So just going to take the legs, move them out like so. Take the feet, move those forward like so. Make sure your legs are flat. And let's see, I'm going to take these bits here. Going to swing these out. And then I like to grab it by the smokestacks. Just move these bits forward like so. And then once you come back around, before I flip up the head, as kind of per tradition, once you undo this bit, you can see that even I like to store the fists in the little pilot section there. So once I got that, then I'm going to flip the head up like so, and I'm just going to actually plug in the fists best I can here. There we go. And yeah, parts forming, definitely also a thing on these old guys too. So that's why I don't really complain much when figures today have stuff like that, because it seems like it was a thing since the very beginning. So once you do that, with the arms down, and there he is, G1 Prime. And as I said, yeah, I can totally see why people are like so like nostalgic and stuff over this. And there was even a couple of people on YouTube who would say things like, you're not an actual Transformers fan if you don't have one of these. And another guy said something like, you can't ever call it a collection complete until you have them. So yeah, I made sure to get them here soon. After I already got the live action stuff, so I can, I guess let those people know, hey, I do care about G1 as well, since even though I didn't grow up with it, I still appreciate it for what it is. So, let's give him his little gun here. And, because, the reissue, he has the better, fists with the little extra bit here so he can hold the gun. Still not necessarily properly because, you would think he would actually hold it from, the actual handle and trigger, but from what I've seen, yeah, it was even kind of worse than this on the very, very old ones from, '84 and even older than that. So, yeah, here's the full set. You can see how it all looks together. And, yeah, just because I just have these things on me right now. Let's see. Excuse me. I got a little bit of a cold from work earlier. I apologize. But, yeah, so there's a case in the back there. You can see that. Courtesy of my best friend. Here's the drinking bird once more. And here is a iPod Touch. Where can I even put this? Let me move the bird. Maybe I can put it against the door again like I've done before. There we go. There's an iPod Touch. Move the bird back over there. And let's see, lastly, because I can, I guess, here's the DS. And oh, look at that. Hey, I was actually, I forgot to close the game earlier. Yeah, anyone also somewhat enjoyed the movie Over the Hedge? I did. But, yeah, so there you go. There's how everything looks together. And, yeah, as I said, I can totally understand why people are, even to this day, still absolutely, loving and have so many nostalgic feelings toward, G1 Prime here, and I'm really happy that I finally own one now myself. So yeah, I think that's really all there is to it. I already showed you how to go into robot mode, showed you most of what the trailer does, and some size comparisons. So yeah, I hope this was informative or enjoyable or something.